Erev Shabbos, Parashas Pinchas, Vayar Pinchas. Pinchas opens his eyes and he sees what's going on. We have another time when we see in this week's parasha that Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, it's time for you to go out, take your place like Aaron did in the Olam HaEmes. Before you go, before you die, come up on top of this mountain and see Eretz Yisrael. In fact, when Moshe Rabbeinu was davening to go into Eretz Yisrael, his tefillah wasn't just to go in. He asked the Rebbeinu Shalom, let me go into Eretz Yisrael and see it. So you have to figure out, like, what is it that he wants to see? If he's going in, of course he's going to see it. There's something about seeing it. He wants to go in and see Eretz Yisrael. And Taka, even though he wasn't allowed to at that, Hashem said, at least see it. What is this saying? The Sefer Yetzirah says that there's nothing better than oineg, nothing worse than a nega. A nega is death, it's dead skin. The only difference between oineg and nega, between bliss, enjoyment, pleasure, oineg Shabbos, oineg. And a nega is where do you put the ayin? Where do you look? How do you look? A couple parashas ago in Shlach, the Meraglim went into Eretz Yisrael and they looked the wrong way. Now, what makes someone look the right way, the wrong way? So if someone goes in with a bias, he's scared to go into Eretz Yisrael, he's scared of what's going to happen to Klal Yisrael, he's scared of giants, whatever the Meraglim, all the different Perushim, what they were scared of, what they were trying to do. Then whatever they see is going to be filtered through that. It's going to be filtered through their bias, filtered through their preconceived notions. But if someone goes in with pure sight of Seichel Yeshara, sight of what's real, what am I really looking at? The Baba Sali saw the same things we did, but he saw far deeper. He saw what was really there, right? There are layers and layers and layers. To be able to see that sort of a sight. That's the re'iyah that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted in Eretz Yisrael. He wanted to go into Eretz Yisrael. And yeah, you can walk through the streets and say, and see the things that are negative. And in the same, you're looking at the same thing. Two people standing right there looking at the same two people yelling at each other. One of them says they're fighting. The other one says, look how much they care about each other. Look how much they care about Eretz Yisrael. It's all how you look at it. It's all about the re'iyah. Is it oineg or is it nega? Pinchas, he opened his eyes and he saw what was emes. He saw what was going on with Cosby and Zimri. He saw 24,000 Jews were dying. He saw what was really, really happening. And the clarity that he got in that was so much so that Pinchas explains, he was able to go bypass Moshe Rabbeinu to get something from the Rebbeinu Shalom. Normally everything that we got from all the Torah, everything we got from Hashem was through the greatest Navi of all time, Moshe Rabbeinu. But Pinchas, with his immense clarity, was able to normally have a tree. Here's a tree, right? So this branch over here, these leaves, they can't get any nutrients unless they go from this branch, right? They get their nutrients from this branch. This branch gets it from Azeh all the way to the trunk and down to the bottom, right? But every now and then, find the mushel over here, you'll have a tree that a little branch starts growing out of the root. Like a little mini tree. Not from the top. He's yoinik from the shirish. That was Pinchas. Everything else, typically, standard procedure is you get nutrients from what's closest to you. Yeah? Leaves from branches. Every now and then, you can have a branch that grows straight from the roots. Pinchas bypassed the whole system. He went straight to the root. He went straight to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And he said, Kanam Pagim Bay. Yeah, and that's what Moshe Rabbeinu said. Hey, you brought the letter, so you're gonna act it out. Like, this is your Torah. This is not even for me, says Moshe Rabbeinu. That's what Pinchas got from his total clarity. I want to hear a story about clarity. Here's a story about clarity. If Yosef Chaim Zannenfeld walked into a wedding, and there was a hullabaloo. The place was in an uproar. He sees the parents of the chassan and kala in a frenzy. The whole chassan's dish is just a buzz, so he goes over to the front. They see the Gadol Ador, Yosef Chaim Zannenfeld, walked in, and they bolted over to him, and the father of the kala is shaking, and he says, the chassan's gone. What do you mean the chassan's gone? Yeah, the chassan's father is there also. He says, my son got cold feet. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. He booked. He's gone. He's not here. He disappeared. He's not at the wedding anymore. The kala doesn't know. She's over there waiting for the bedekin, waiting for her chassan. The chassan's not coming. He booked. He got cold feet. What do we do? So Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld said, you do what you can. He went out into the hall, where all the Bachram were schmoozing, all the friends of the Chassan, and he looks at 3 boys and he says, I'm offering you something once in a lifetime. If you take me up on this, I promise you, whoever accepts this will get Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba. Full package. Who's willing to marry this Kala? Now, tonight, there's a girl in a wedding gown waiting to be married. If she doesn't have a chassan, it'll be the busha of a lifetime. I promise you, you'll have shalom bayis, you'll have parnasa toiva, you will have nachas, olam hazeh, olam haba, whole package. First guy says, no way, my mother's gonna kill me, can't do it. Second guy says, I know what my chassan is supposed to look like. It's not supposed to look like this. I need to get a new suit. I need to prepare. Can't. I'm sorry. You're asking something wild. Not blaming them. Third boy says, you promise? He says, I promise. He says, okay. Okay, if she's up for it, I'll marry her. So they go into the women's section. They call the kala aside and they say, remember your chassan? Forget about him. He's not coming. Whatever happened, it happened. He's not coming. Are you willing to marry this boy? And she said, her head's spinning. She says, who is this boy? Said, I don't know. Meet him. If you like him, you'll marry him. Right? And how long did they date back in the day anyways? Fine. They sit down for a couple of minutes. They schmooze. They like each other. They say, let's do it. And minutes later, they throw him in a kittel, put some ashes on his head. And I don't know if they send a message to his parents like, Mom and Dad, I'm getting married now, right? And they come running over and they're married. The story was set over at this couple's 50th anniversary. And he said, everything was Makuyim. I've had shalom bayis. When a wife knows what her husband did to marry her, to show up last second and agree to shidduch like that. Yeah, shalom bayis. And says, he looks around at his room full of children, einiklach. That he says, I got nachas, parnasa, I've been taken care of. And Be'ezer Hashem will continue this in Olam Haba. What this Bachur saw was clarity. He realized that there's a girl who needs a chassan. And he says that this can make sense. It could be. It's not what I expected. Maybe it's not what I thought I needed. But if Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld says that this is it, it's emes. It's clarity. And he's able to do something which is kind of nuts. Pinchas, he saw with clarity. Vayar Pinchas. And he did something which is kind of nuts. And we be zeichet to clarity with eyes that see truth and actions that follow suit. Have a beautiful Shabbos. May these eyes see the Binyan Beis HaMikdash very, very soon. Good Shabbos.